I think that like how I got started in this work is a combination of things, right? Like my mother is a person who struggled with her alcohol use, and I went into the rooms and the 12-step rooms when I was a young person and always found them deeply problematic, always, because the messages that they told me about who my mother was and what her substance use meant to me when I was a young person didn't dovetail with what I knew to be my experience with my mother. So when I found harm reduction in 1996, it was an obvious fit. It's just like, oh, okay, this makes sense. This dovetails with my experience. It's more honest than my experiences with, substance use recovery or the 12-step movement, which had told me things that I knew to be false. Like, if your mother is drinking, she doesn't love you, right? Like, if your mother is drinking, that means she only cares about herself, right? Alcoholism is ultimately about being selfish. And I knew those things were not true. It was obvious to me that my mother was a person who was a human being who was struggling with a lot of different things. And I went to the first National Harm Reduction Conference in 1996, and I was like, okay, this is my people. These are my people, obviously. This is where I need to be. So I started doing, I was volunteering. Like I volunteered for years doing this work. Like, I volunteered for the Berkeley Free Clinic. I volunteered for NEED. I started the first hepatitis clinic at the Berkeley Free Clinic. As it turns out, compassionate systems that, are more equitable and provide, a better individual response to people and empower people to make their own choices work better, right? They have better long-term outcomes. Like we can measure this. I used to be, when I was young and a cool punk rocker, I was an anarchist for many years. And as I've aged, I've become a radical pragmatist. I'm willing to do whatever it is that increases well-being for the most amount of people, and more importantly, because I'm selfish, maximizes human potential.